throttle and the bike's running. So as soon as it goes over, she's behind it, her hand pulls back on the throttle, it takes her, whoa, and crashes almost. There he goes, look at that. Whoa, he's a banging. Yeah, they grew big in a while there, man. I believe they're having one giant ass foam party right on top of the river. Not to mention some red fruit. Hey guys, how you doing? Craig here on the Thai farm where I am. Just changed my shirt because I was soaking wet because I got into the canal over there. We were going to do it tomorrow, but we are today emptying that canal. Get the fish and snails or whatever because our cousin from Sukhothai came, and it's always an event, so you know, hey man, good to have family, and but I know they'll be wanting to get in the water too, so might be running out of grass, but yeah, let's go check it out, man. Let me get over there, I'll get back at you. Yeah, I was my wife's scooter, and kind of my fault probably, but she was leaving and she's gonna go over there. It's real hard. I go, no, just get off of the bike and, you know, go over it, or bring the bike over it, and then, you know, she's gonna go get ice or something. Anyway, check it out. So that's the pond, or you know, the pond canal we call it, I guess, number 3 pond. And we'll empty that one, get whatever we can out of it, share it. If there's a lot of them down the bottom, catfish or something, we can sell them probably, my wife can. But yeah, so she crosses over the thing like the side of the bike, and she's still got the throttle and the bike's running. So as soon as it goes over, she's behind it, her hand pulls back on the throttle, it takes her, whoa, and crashes almost actually into this tree right here. Yeah, and she's all cut up on the knees and stuff. She was like really quiet, and I knew if she was quiet it hurt, but I'm like, seriously? Anyway, we'll see how many fish. The gas is running out right now. I'm gonna turn it off, get back at you. Yeah. Look at this guy right here. Yeah. What's up, bro? Whoa. There's another one right here. I was sitting here holding the pipe down so that I could get most of the water out. You can start seeing them. There's a bunch of them in here. Whoa! There he goes, big old one. Whoa, whoa, whoa! But I got, yeah, whoa! Look at that guy. They coming around because of the pipe. You know, the pipe here, sucking up as much as I can. It'll be easier. You gotta, whoa, there you go. They think it's a way out or whatever. Back down there, they're flopping on both sides. There's those big old snails in here too, man. Bigger than the ones we have over there. Whoa, there's another one. Yeah, that's a big old snail right there. I'll collect those after. Whoa, this guy's huge, man. This guy is huge. Goes. Look at that. Oh, he's a big one. Yeah. The water's still kind of sucking out. It's muddy water now, but putting it into the main pond is pretty low. I had to get my cousin's extra hose. Mine wasn't long enough. Hey, Dow, you got... Maybe I should just start collecting fish. Some debris in there. Because when it gets closer to the bottom, there's, you know, more of the small debris can fit through these cracks. All right, man. Well, let me turn my generator off, or my motor off. My little Honda. Whoa! I just jumped. I'm gonna go get a. Gotta get a bucket, man. I use this bucket for some. All right. Oh. It knee deep in slick mud, no problem. All right, man. We'll get back at you.
Ui, ตัวใหญ่ตัวใหญ่วิวเฮ้ยเด้อุ้ยนนปลาดุกมาได้มาตัดแบบตันนี่อยู่แบ็กไซด์ไหนอู้ปลากระติ่งมันคิดไม่ต้องให้แล้วนี่ส่วนใหญ่นะต้องเอาหินใหญ่ไปซ่อมนี่ตัวอะไรเนี่ยหัวมันนี่โอเคหัวปลานะเอานี่เหรอโยนมาบอสเสียบตัวไปที่ป๊อกโอ้ยตัวใหญ่อู้ปลาดุก ตัวเบลอเลยอุ้ยน่ารัวดูดูดูดู
โชว์เมียวเนี่ยดูเนี่ยนะหนูครับ
ใหญ่
ตัวใหญ่เลยตัวปลาลิมมั้งเนี่ยปลาลิมว่าปลาช่อนปลาลิมมันยังปลาลิมว่าดุกตะแคกช่วยดิตัวใหญ่
ไอ้ด้านได้แหนได้ไปตวงแล้วมาใช่มันจะโลดได้แล้วก็
นี่ปลาดุก
นะก่อนยิงง่ายได้ยิงง่ายเลยแต่
โอ้ยกูเฮ้ย
จะโลดออกมาเนี่ย
ฝรั่งเอ้ยตัวโอเคโอ้ดูตัวจังใหญ่นี่อู้เดี๋ยวดิปลาลิมด้วยอู้ปลาลิมอู้พาอยู่เป็นใต้บันไดหัน
Well, whew, I had to take a break, man. It's pretty brutal doing all that. It's actually just me and him down in there. Me and my cousin. But like I say, it's almost knee deep in soft liquid mud. And the big old catfish, they go down deep and hold on as much as they can. So you just keep walking back and forth, and after you scooped up a whole bunch and whatever, the leftovers, you got to keep walking back and forth till you get them underneath your foot. And of course, you're doing barefooted, so catfish on the barefoot, not a good idea, but usually you bump into the side and they'll take off, and that kind of gives them a chance to surface. Maybe you can scoop them up in the net, you know, but then it's, you know, if you ever try to wrestle a pig in mud, come on, man, that's like a catfish. But it's fun. We got a few of them. You want to go check them out? Let's go check them out. Dang, those guys got big, huh? They're little guys. Yeah, they grew big in the wild there, man.
Oh, nên lại gì bỏ phải khai cái.
And we didn't really put fish in that pond. I mean, we didn't like, you know, fill it up with fish or anything. What we would do is we would be catching fish on the other side, or trying to catch, you know, the fish on the other side for dinner or whatever. And if we hooked up one of these little small ones like that, we just took it and chucked it into the canal over here. And then and the catfish, the snakeheads and all that stuff, they just come through the canals, and they have babies, and especially with snakeheads, and you get a whole bunch of them. Big old fish, man. My wife over there knocking a snakehead out. You can see the size of this guy. He's about the size of that machete. Fishes and already on the barbecue. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm tired, man. Hey, what's up, buddy? You smelling all that fish? Hold on, hold on. What's up? What's up? He just woke up out all night and he's sleeping in the house. He probably smelled the fish barbecue and he's like, what is that? What's that smell? I smell something. I had a few things I want to do today. I was going to work on that cement thing. I just thought of something too. I was talking about it in my previous video about, you know, having to make that cement bridge and stuff, and then I was talking about that cement plank that I got to cut a little piece off to try and maybe use that for the raise the gate box. And then I thought, wait a minute, the thing's kind of long. Maybe I can actually cut two pieces, two slabs that I can use as the walkway for that thing over there. I won't have to mix all that cement. Yeah. I gotta go measure. I probably could measure it. That's probably not too difficult. I'm all tired, man. I'm probably sunburned. I hosed all that mud off me. Mud bath. Anyway. Life on the Thai farm. Live. And that's just a little sample actually, because we still got to empty that pond and that pond. Actually, that pond, no, I pumped all the water out of that one into that one this morning to raise the level. I didn't even check the level, but it looks like it's a little better. But we definitely will drain that other pond. That's got a lot of big fish in it. But I think we're gonna wait for that one, maybe. But I believe we're doing it this Songkran, so maybe towards the end of the month. It's the 10th right now, I think. Parties already started out at the river. Songkran around here is really for the whole month of April. So like April, beginning of April, they were already along the river, all the inner tubes and all the vendors and the slides going down the bank into the water and all that stuff, partying and stuff already happening. The actual festivities, celebration with the stage and all that stuff is nightly now. The road's closed off, full of vendors, nightlife. And I believe they're having one giant ass foam party right on top of the river. So that'd be cool. All right, man, well, let's see what else we can get into on our family fun day here on the Thai farm. Back at you. Well, here it is in this. I think I'm wearing my 4th shirt today, and probably the 3rd shower. Speaking of which, a little bit of wind coming in, and that is just a massive gray cloud, and it's actually surrounding me now, and I'm hearing a little bumbling. But I did go out to that cement slab I was talking about, and I measured it, and it measures out that it looks like I can cut, it's a little bit broken up, but I can cut a good piece of slab to see if it's going to work for me underneath that gate box controller. And the rest of the slab that's left, cutting that directly in half, that's 125 centimeters, so just over a meter and a quarter actually. And measuring my, the cement ring over there, the drain ring that my wife wants me to build the cement pathway over there, it actually is about 105, 110. So those two pieces of 125 laid side by side right over the top of that should just boop, fit perfectly. Although I must say that I do know that a piece of slab that's 1.25 meters long, I can't lift that, man. So I think I'm gonna have to drag it with my truck, and hopefully it doesn't break up. Can you hear it? But yeah, man, matter of fact, we did send off our family with a cooler full of fish, live fish on ice. And also our other family, the ones who live here, are they still in there? That's some old water there. Yep, looks like the catfish are still moving. What is that? That's a shrimp. I saw a shrimp in here somewhere. Look at that right there. You see him? Not to mention some breadfruit. But We had a ton of mangoes today, man. I think I gotta slow down on the mangoes, man. My wife, you know, she's like, "Oh, you want some mango?" And I'll say, "Oh yeah," and then she'll cut like 3 whole mangoes up or 4 and give me the plate. And I don't know if you've eaten really good mango before, but once you start eating it, you're like, "Oh my God," and then next thing you know, I got 4 mangoes in my belly. But you know, I want to seize the opportunity, so I think I'm gonna try and go up to the front gate with my extension cord and my concrete cutter on the grinder, see if I can't cut a slab before that falls on me. Should I do it? I can hear it. What? My wife's tonight is my wife's reunion. So what is she, 52 or something like that? So that must be like a, I don't know, 50-year reunion, 40-year reunion or whatever. So her school that she went to is right here at the corner. I mean, I don't know anybody. Is that something on camera? I don't know anybody who still lives next to the school they went to as a child, elementary. But anyway, everybody going out there, and I hope it's inside because it looks like it might be raining. But I don't know where she is. I told her I'd drop her off over there because, you know, they're going to be partying, and if they're going to be consuming any kind of beverage, you know, I'd rather not have her drive the motorcycle. Oh, I told you that she crashed, right? Earlier today. I was thinking, did she crash again? No, that's right. She tripped. She's coming off the deck, off the pier off of here, and then she's cutting across, and the fan power line was there, and she tripped over the power line of the fan and pulled the header right here. We were all eating right here. So there's all the family members. Quite nice. They all get to see each other. The ones we're visiting are from Sukhothai, which is not that far. I mean, we should go there more often, but you know, they're busy. I put all that water in here, and it did raise the water level, right? So I'm happy about that. It's not to where I would like it. It can be all the way up almost to the, you know, to the top of the berm line there, but during the rainy season, which becomes soon enough. But after putting that water in here, we saw a little bit of change in the water, and I don't know. I think that's the wind blowing that. Yeah, that's all wind. But yeah, it looked like it was, you know, like there was some toxic or something, but I don't think so. But my wife was saying that I could probably go back and look in the videos. She was saying that we put like 2,000 tilapia babies in that pond when, like, you know, she was at the hospital or something, and she sent me over to the government place to pick up the fish, and we got the bags, and I put them in there, and I got 4,000 fish. But she said that I put 2 here and 2 over there, and I'm like, what? I don't remember ever putting fish in that pond, just other than chucking a few fish in there. But at any rate, if that's the case, there weren't no 2,000 tilapia come out of there. So either they, when it was flooded up to the top and all into the rice, either they all took off in the rice, or the birds, they just sit there and decimated the tilapia babies when they were babies, because they could, you know, I'm sure if they just sat there for a couple hours, 2 or 3, half a dozen of them, they could probably just eat them all. which makes me think I got 6,000 different fish in here, and I wonder how many we'll pull out of here. If we lose a whole bunch of them, then the next batch I'll try and put in some kind of mitigation, some kind of bird kill or whatever mitigation, you know, like when the birds kill all the fish. I don't know how, unless I put a big old net over this whole thing or something, which I could kind of do that. But anyway, let me see what I can do. Maybe I can get up on that gate and cut some stone up here. All right, back at you. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna measure this out about 250. It's got a crack here, but this piece right here, if I cut that, I think that's the slab I can use up underneath there. So I'm gonna try to, what was I measured? I think that said 250. Didn't I 125 on each one? Yeah, so whoa, so right about there, or hell, I'll just cut these wires. I suppose my cement cutting blade can cut them wires, right? But this one is what I needed. I wanted this one to be, what was that? That looks like 17. That's right about there. Pretty good, just eyeball it. You just eyeball it. All right, man. Let me cut some before it rains on me. Wow. Or maybe just a lightning strike. You know. All right, let's do this. Gotta use this one this time anyway. I see a couple sprinkles, but yeah, it didn't all that work. Didn't work all that good. It cracked. That's good concrete though, man. All this micro stuff from coarse sand plus the stone. Probably the right kind of mix, but I don't know. Should have brought my sledgehammer and a metal bar to crack that thing over the top. You know, I don't know. I need a bigger blade. I really need a blade that can cut through the whole length of it, or the whole thickness of it. And these small grinders, you can put actually like a 5-inch blade on the grinder, which basically I guess that's 2.5 depth. But you can't put the guard on it unless they have a bigger guard, but they probably do. But anyway, they do sell, you know, I'm thinking about this now, and that is they do sell these short slabs that I think they're 1.5 meters, maybe they're 2 meters. Maybe I should just go buy 2 slabs. They'll put it in my truck for me, and then I can back up as far as I can, drop it off, and drag it into position. It seems like work, but actually that's a heck of a lot easier than, in my mind's eye, than mixing concrete, which, God, that's a pain in the butt, man. You know, but I could do something with that, you know, something. Anyway, yeah. My gears are turning. Hey, what's all this white stuff? All right, man. Well, hey. I think I'm gonna close it off. It was a nice try, but yeah. Gotta do a rethink on it. So, oh yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video for today. I'll get back at you when I have more solutions from here on the Thai farm. Bye.